ใช่ไหมตุ่มน้
ไม่
ำเอาไว้รองน้ำเวลากักเก็บน้ำฝนค่ะนี่ตุ่มน้ำมี1 2 3ใช้เวลาฝนตกลงมาลงสังกะสี
rain
ฝนตกเรนเซม
rain
เร
yeah
น
I know ฝนตก
ลงมาใส่สังกะสีหลังคาบ้านแล้วทีนี้มันก็ไหลมาแล้วมาลงตรงนี้ตรงตุ่มนะคะ
oh my god
ค่ะ
yeah
ตุ่มน้ำไว้รองน้ำฝน
Into
ไว้
there
ใช้
oh gee that's huge where was this made
อันไหนก็ทำ
where did this come from
Made in Thailand
is it made right here where
ซีเมนต์
where
ทำจาก
Kamchat
ปูนซีเมนต์หล่อขึ้นมาทำจากปูนหล่อให้เป็นรูปร่างตุ่มใหญ่ๆนะคะมันจะมีแบบพิมพ์ให้มันลักษณะเป็นตุ่มรองน้ำฝนค่ะเอาไว้ใส่น้ำฝนนะคะจ้าโอเค
I understand everything you were saying
ยังก่อน
you got a couple of small jugs over here
เขาว่า
so the water goes from here into the next 1 2 1 2 3
1 2 3
Whoa. So you don't have to worry about the water. Just enough to live.
ยังก็เท่าอู้
Everything, wash your clothes and everything from here.
นับ
You
ใช่ไหม
drink this water? Drinking?
อ๋อ
Gin?
ให้กินแต่แค่ดิ้ง
Can drink? You just boil there, is it?
เจ้ามากินเลยตักใส่นั่นมานั่นคอยจิตำชาตักแล้วเอาผู้ชายแซวคอยกินเลยบ่
ทำท่ากินไป
อันนี้กินได้นะคะ
Oh, you drink it right there?
ดิ้ง
Don't need to boil it? Guaranteed.
ได้ดื่มได้
กินได้ดื่มได้มันเป็นน้ำจากธรรมชาตินะคะดื่มได้ค่ะ
Oh. There's the neighbors. The neighbors.
Hey guys, I just got back from a 10-day silent Vipassana meditation retreat here in Thailand, and I wanted to tell you a bit about it because some people were asking me to tell them how it went, and also I haven't been able to speak for 10 days, so I'm just like blah 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 to everyone who I meet right now. So when you first get there, you register online first, and then you get there, they take away your phone because they don't want you to have any contact with the outside world, but also your pens, papers, any books you have, musical instruments, musical listening devices, none of that's permitted. They don't want you to disrupt the meditation flow or try and intellectualize your thoughts or your theories on meditation. So that was cool, and then they took my purse as well with my money in it. I thought, why? It's not like I'm going to buy anything here. Anyway, whatever. They took that, and you live quite a nun-monk-like existence for those 10 days. You have to observe the 5 precepts, which is don't kill or harm anything, don't steal, don't take drugs, don't have sexual misconduct, and what's the last one? Don't tell lies. And for this reason they insist on noble silence, which I thought would be a bit weird, but actually I totally see why they insist on silence. So it means you can't talk to anyone, you can't even gesture at anyone, say oh this, you can't write a note to them, you can't even smile at them. No, you're not supposed to anyway, but obviously I'm just like and when I first got there it seemed quite weird. I thought I'd come to a mental institution of some kind because there's all these women standing around, mostly wearing white loose pajamas, just looking around, walking slowly, no talking. Even when they walk past each other it's like they're not looking at each other, you know, so I was like, oh gosh, this is kind of scary. But 1.5 days in I was also like looking around, sort of floating around, looking. I mean, it's set in a beautiful place. You're surrounded by mountains, there's no pollution vehicles, there's wonderful butterflies, and it's just a perfect setting to be calm and concentrate. And by the end of the 4th day, I think I'd broken 3 of the precepts. I'm not going to tell you which ones they were. And I'd also broken the silence because I was accidentally talking to a baby lizard in my room. And the minute I did, I was like, oh! Obviously sometimes I would just have to catch myself singing, you know, I just would start singing and then be like, oh no! Because you have your own room and you have your own bathroom, which is really good because as I understand for many of these centres you don't have your own bathroom. the facilities are great. I mean, they're more than adequate. It's clean. It's, you know, my mattress was this thick. You have cold showers. You have wonderful food. I just couldn't believe how good the food was, and it was vegan, which was really surprising. So that was great as well. And the bell goes at 4 o'clock in the morning. You wake up and you meditate for 2 hours, you have breakfast, then you meditate for 3 hours, and you have your last hot meal of the day is at 11 in the morning. And then you have fruit and tea at 5, and then nothing until the next morning for breakfast, which sounds pretty hardcore, but many people who meditate seriously, they just eat once a day. So I was like, oh, thank God I have two meals a day. But surprisingly, you know, you feel better than you think you will. I mean, I had much less sleep and much less food, but I had just bursting, I was just bursting with energy all the time. I didn't even want to sleep in the breaks when I could sleep, you know. So it was a pretty weird experience. All in all, you sit each day for 10 hours at least meditating in silence, and they give you a bit of instruction, but there's no visualization, there's no chanting or verbalization. It's more just kind of observation of your sensations and stuff like that, which is interesting because I've not really seriously dabbled in this art of meditation, you know. I like thinking, who doesn't? But yeah, so that was interesting, and I did think I was going crazy at one point. Everybody has a different experience though, you know, because you are alone with your thoughts and your minds interruptedly for about, you know, 10 days. And I have to say that that doesn't happen. I don't think that happens to anyone, anywhere, unless they are a monk or a nun. And one of the things which is just, everybody will tell you who's done one of these courses, is you want to chop your legs off almost every day, because you sit cross-legged for hours and hours on end and you're in so much pain. And then they're telling you, you know, observe the pain, work through the pain. You know, if the pain is impermanent, and you're like, it's not impermanent, it's been there for 2 hours and I feel like, you know, I'm gonna dislocate my limbs or something. But I was kind of proud of myself. I did pretty well. I went to every session. I didn't move even if I was in so much pain. I didn't leave early and stuff like that. So that was definitely a few points for the determination. But it was a hell of a mind roller coaster, you know. And I don't mean to sound dramatic, but you know, some days I would be meditating and I would cry tears of joy, and others I would just be so tormented by my own mind. But just like, God, just give me some kind of mercy right now. I'm just trying to be a better person, you know. But all in all, I'm really glad I went. And I feel so lucky that they have these facilities for people like me who want to learn this kind of stuff. You know, I want to be a better person. I want to be able to really control things like, you know, being irritated or frustrated. I want to be a more tolerant person. So that way you can be a more kind of truly loving and compassionate person, you know. Anyway, that's blah blah, but that's one of the reasons that I went. And I think it's incredible that all the staff are volunteers. The course is completely free, and you volunteer if you want to, but only after you've done the course. And the idea is you volunteer for the next students that come in. And they run these Vipassana courses. That's just the name given to this kind of meditation that the Buddha discovered. But it's totally not really religious, you know, so Christians and Hindus and people from all different faiths are going to learn this method of meditation. And they hold these courses all over the world, as far as I'm aware. And if you go to this website, dharma.org, then you can find out more information on that. And I just thought it was so cool, because I'm not really aware that such sophisticated facilities exist. And it's so important that these people know what they're doing, because I'm sure many people kind of go a bit crazy or a bit off the rails, and if it's not handled in a proper way, then that could be not have the right, you know, effects. But if you do decide to undertake this course, which I strongly recommend you do, because I think you've got 10 days to lose, but everything to gain. You might lose your mind in the process, but you know, probably not. And it's just wonderful, and you kind of like the feeling of that you having this experienced because of the graceful charity of other people is humbling in its own right. So I understand why they kind of took away the money, you know, and they